大家好，我是和平老师. Good afternoon. I'm Kenneth Borio. Welcome to our uh, lesson this afternoon. Okay, so we welcome our students from the Troji Ilagan International Schools as we give you this lesson on how to introduce yourself. So this is part of our module on basic Chinese grammar. All right, so let me share the screen first. Okay, so before I will proceed with our main discussion on this video, allow me to ask you to turn to lesson number 5 on the Mandarin Lessons module by the US Peace Corps of China. This will be around 5 minutes. Please open the Mandarin Lessons book so you can follow the lesson as indicated in the audio file. So allow me to share the sound of this audio.
什么? Lesson 5, Introductions. Vocabulary. May I ask?
请问
请问 You.
你
What?
什么
什么 Name.
名字
名字 I, me.
我
Call, to be called, to be named.
叫
Zhao. To be surnamed, surname.
姓
Xing. A male's name.
张伟
Zhang Wei. Dialogue 1. May I ask your name?
请问你叫什么名字？
请问你叫什么名字? I'm called Zhang Wei.
我叫张伟。
Dialogue 2. May I ask your surname?
请问你姓什么？
请问你姓什么? My family name is Wang.
我姓王，
I'm called Wang Jiande.
叫王建德。
And you?
你呢？
What is your name?
你叫什么名字？
My family name is Zhang. I'm called Zhang Wei.
我姓张，叫张伟。
Note, in a Chinese name, the surname or family name always comes first, followed by the given name. Most surnames consist of a single character, though some have two. Given names may be either one or two characters. Depending on social circumstances, individuals identify themselves either by surname only
我姓张，
or by full name
我叫张伟，
or
我是张伟。
the personal pronouns I, me,
我、
you,
你、
he, him,
他、
she, her,
他、
it,
他、
we, us,
我们、
you,
你们、
they, them.
他们。
Note, Chinese personal pronouns are very simple. There is no distinction for case. 我 is 我, regardless of whether it is the subject of the sentence or the object of the verb. And the same is true for the second and third person pronouns. Nor is there a distinction for gender. Ta is
他、
whether it refers to a woman or a man.
Okay, so that is the audio that you have just heard about introducing yourself. All right, so allow me to share the slides for you today. So this is part of the module on basic Chinese grammar. And allow me to uh, move through the slides on how to introduce yourself. 介绍自己 or introducing yourself. Um, we'll start first with the vocabulary words that have been introduced in that audio lesson that you just heard. Starting off with 请问,请问,请问. This means may I ask or can I ask something? So this is a part of a sentence when you want to ask something or saying uh, or you want to excuse a person to someone else. You say 请问, may I ask? Next is the singular form of the second person pronoun. 你,你,你. That means you, the singular form. Next is a word that you just been familiarized with in a previous lesson. 什么,什么,什么. This means what? 什么. This word means name. 名字,名字,名字. So 名字 means name. The name refers to your written name and the spoken name. Next is the first person pronoun I or me. 我,我,我. Next word is to call, to be called, or to be named. 叫,叫,叫. Next word is to be surnamed or a surname. 姓,姓,姓. Next is a name of a person or male's name. 张伟,张伟,张伟. Those were the vocabulary words that you had just heard. So take note of those vocabulary words. Now let's proceed to our dialogue activity this session and this video. First, we will ask for one's whole name. As you may hear in this dialogue, you will see the characters, the pinyin, and the English translation. So there are two persons in this dialogue, A and B. Let me mention how the dialogue has been spoken. A. 请问你叫什么名字? Again. 请问你叫什么名字? So A is asking, may I ask, what is your name? So essentially, A is asking for B's name. Let's see the answer of letter B. Let's hear it. 我叫张伟,我叫张伟. This means my name is Zhang Wei. So this person, letter B, his name is Zhang Wei. So how do we analyze this particular dialogue? So whenever you use your Chinese name, when someone asks for your name, so when someone asks, 请问你叫什么名字?请问你叫什么名字? So he or she is asking for your full name or what is your actual name. Okay, so to answer this particular question, 请问你叫什么名字? Or simply 你叫什么名字? So you just answer 我叫 and your name. So since I gave you a Chinese name, or I have assigned you a Chinese name in our class through your Microsoft Teams account, so you have to insert your Chinese name pronouns in Hanyu Pinyin or Pinyin characters. So, for instance, my Chinese name is He Ping. So, when someone asks, 请问你叫什么名字? So, I will answer 我叫和平,我叫和平, or my name is 和平. Okay, so that is how you do answer this question or ask this someone to your Chinese name or ask someone's name, no, or ask someone his or her name. So you answer or they answer 我叫 or my name is or I am called by this name. So why not try using this dialogue now? So let me ask you, 请问你叫什么名字? So you have your answer. Let me let's practice again. 请问你叫什么名字? What's your response? Good. All right. So again, to answer 请问你叫什么名字? Your response is 我叫, then your Chinese name. Let us proceed to our next template. Asking for someone's family name and given name. So we have two characters in this dialogue, A and B. So when someone asks 请问你姓什么?请问你姓什么? So this means he's asking for the surname. So 请问你姓什么? This means may I ask for your surname. So how does B answer this particular question? 我姓王,叫王建的.你呢?你叫什么名字? Again, 我姓王,叫王建的.你呢?你叫什么名字? So this means his surname is Wang. He is called Wang Jiande. And you? What is your name? So this particular response, we will explain later. Why is he asking for the surname? Then and B returns back the question. 你叫什么名字? Okay. So let us see the response of A. 我姓张,叫张伟.我姓张,叫张伟. A is responding that his surname is Zhang and he is called Zhang Wei. Wait, did B just ask him 你叫什么名字? Why is A answering that he is also mentioning his surname and he is called by this name? In responding to such questions, just remember uh, there's a certain pattern whenever you being asked by your surname in Chinese. Chinese people would sometimes just refer to someone else by their surname, like Mr. Wang, Wang Xiansheng, or Miss Li, Li 女士. Okay, so there are certain cultural and social or socio-economic or uh, social cultural norms when asking for surnames. So, for instance, someone asks you, 请问你姓什么? He's just asking for your surname, not your full name. But there is there is a custom actually that you first mention your surname, then you can can or not or can or not mention your full name. It depends upon you. But for formality's sake, you mention first your surname and your full name. Then, out of respect, you also have to ask the other speaker that what is your name. Okay? So again, let us practice this one again. 请问你姓什么? B will say 我姓王，叫王建的。你呢？你叫什么名字？我姓张，叫张伟。My surname is Zhang, and I'm called Zhang Wei. So that is how you do this. Okay, so let us proceed to this fact now. Here's about Chinese names. Here are some facts about Chinese names. In a Chinese name, okay, the surname of that person comes first, or family name comes first, followed by the given name. Most surnames consist of a single character, though some have two, like Situ or Sansun or Ersun or something like that. Ersun, not very common surnames. They have two characters or two syllables, but they're not very common. The common Chinese surnames are single characters. Also, the given names of a Chinese name can be one or two characters, but most of them are all two characters. So, for instance, we have Zhang Wei. Zhang is the surname, and Wei is the given name. And for the name Wang Jiande, Wang is the surname, Jiande is the given name. Okay, let's use your given name in your uh, in this particular dialogue form. Okay, again, let's try this. 请问你姓什么? So, to answer this question, you say 我姓 your surname, 叫 your Chinese name, or if you prefer, you can also use your English surname, right, and English family name. But if your Chinese name has three characters, your given Chinese name has three characters, you have to say first the first character, which is your surname, then the next two characters afterwards. Say, for example, Wang Jiande. So if you, if you see this as your Chinese name, for example, if the name is three characters, so you have to first mention the first character, which is Wang. Then you mention the whole name in entirety, Wang Jiande. Then after which you say, so let us go back, okay? When someone asks, 请问你姓什么? Then you say, 我姓 rather, 我姓 your surname. Then 叫 your surname plus your given name. Then you say, Nina, how about you? 你叫什么名字? What is your name? Then the other speaker will answer 我姓 and 叫. Okay. So you also have to do the same with what B has answered when saying 你叫什么名字? Okay? Instead of just mentioning your name, you also mention your surname and your given name. Okay? So allow me to practice. So I'll be A, you will be B. Okay. So let's try. Okay, let's start. 请问你姓什么? So what is your answer? Mm-hmm. 你叫什么？我叫什么名字? Okay. 我姓 Porio, 叫和平. So that is my answer to that question you just said. 你叫什么名字? So I mentioned my surname is Poryo and my Chinese name 我叫和平. Okay, so that's how I will say it. All right. So did you get it? I hope you do. All right. That is how you ask for someone's surname. This is for mostly for formal circumstances because the other example that I just mentioned earlier, you just mentioned the question 你叫什么名字, which is mentioning your full name, and that actually goes in very casual situations, or just with your friends or acquaintances. Okay, let me mention now the personal pronouns of Mandarin Chinese. So we have different pronouns in Mandarin Chinese, and we'll mention all of them. Okay, the first person pronoun, I or me. 我 Can you repeat with me? 我 All right. So that is how you pronounce the first person pronoun. 我 Okay, the second person pronoun, you. So this is how you pronounce this character. 你 你 Can you repeat? 你 Good. So that is the second person singular pronoun. You. 你 Let's go to the third person pronouns. He or him. 他他他Please repeat. 他 Okay. Let's go to another form of this third person pronoun. She or her. 她她 Again. 她. Next, the third person pronoun if the person is actually an object, or once referred to an object. So this is how you pronounce it again. 她她她 Okay. So how about the plural form of the first person pronoun? We or us. 我们 Repeat with me. 我们 Okay. So that is the first person plural form. Here's the second person pronoun plural form of you. 你们你们你们 Okay? So that is the second person pronoun in the plural form. Okay, so the third person plural form, they or them. 他们 Repeat with me. 他们 Okay? I hope you got it. So remember, this is a note that was mentioned in the audio file. Okay, just take note. Pronouns in Mandarin Chinese are very, very simple. It doesn't regard case or form. So when you say the first person 我, the first person pronoun 我 is still regardless of whether it is a subject or a verb or is part of the object, you still say 我 regardless of where it is. No? Same goes with the second person and third person pronouns. 你 and 他, that is still the same. Okay? Nor there is also a distinction for the gender. In the case of the third person pronoun, 他, 他, so the pronunciation is still the same, whether if it is a woman or a man. The only difference is the character being used. But the pronunciation is still the same. 他. All right. So those that goes our lesson for introducing oneself. We will do more practice of this particular lesson in the next meeting or in the next video of our asynchronous sessions. All right. So allow me first to thank you all for staying with me with this particular session. I hope you had learned something and more videos to come uh, for our video series on our grammar and for the next lesson on numbers and how to count and measure in Chinese. That's it. We hope to see you again real soon. 大家再见，谢谢大家。